and we're back for game 2 in the Fuckfest Extravaganza League of Legends Tourney. Team Cheeky Muff Band is starting out by BMing.
Alright, the first thing I want to touch on in this game is how severely disappointed I am in both these teams' names. They're just not dank at all. Just a real disappointment to me.
Your disappointment is noted as both teams set up here along the river.
Yep, red team this time going to spread out along the river so they don't get cheesed like last game. Aurelia watching the red buff.
I feel like it's harder to get cheesed on the blue side of the red jungle than it is to get cheesed on the red side of the blue jungle. Just because of how the bushes are. Like there's less bushes on the blue side.
Yeah, but I feel like if the red team is able to get into the blue side of the map, it's really easy to set a pick because there's only two ways out, which are towards the bottom side of the map, basically. But like if the blue team can come around the blue buff, you can collapse on the people doing Gromp, and that can really suck. But in this case, no invades, just some early warning from red side. They want to get that Udyr going.
Plus this time you guys don't really have the Thresh. I feel like Thresh is really good level 1 invade compared to Annie. I mean, she's got the stun, but
yeah,
the hook's just better.
I feel like Annie's level Q first this game anyway. Wants to get that early poke down in lane. And the bot lane matchup, Vayne Morgana, is going to be a very good scaling lane, but Lucian and Annie more than capable of poking them out early. Annie in particular is not very pleasant for the Vayne to face, because even though Morgana can spell shield the stun, it's not very reliable, has a much higher cooldown than all of Annie's spells basically.
Yeah,
so
Annie's very spammy compared to Morgana.
Yeah. You'll see there, just the Q auto attack already takes out.
Yeah, Annie's got such... When you're playing Annie, you can just abuse her auto attack range very easily. Like, they nerfed it, but it's still pretty high among mages.
Yeah, and the Q's on such a short cooldown as well.
Yeah, compared to how short range Vayne is in that matchup.
Yeah, it's really tough for Vayne early on for sure. So, if we look now, Nautilus is still on his red buff, but Udyr's already got his first buff and onto his second, so a big clear speed advantage for the Udyr early on. Going for the Tiger stance, it looks like. Yep, Tiger, a point in Tiger, a point in Turtle, interesting.
Looks like Amber's just setting up for early gank.
Yep, they lands the Q, makes the Grand Flash. And that's the thing about Nautilus, is that he will either have no impact early game or a lot, depending on his gank routes. Because if you can get a good gank right in, it's a very devastating gank. But
looks like top lane Sion was really able to harass the Aurelia down.
Yeah,
he's like full health right now.
Sion is a really annoying champion to lane against because you're like, okay, it's Sion. He's a tank. I'm just gonna free farm this lane.
Looks like Elijah is coming top.
Yep, looks like got no gap closed.
Yeah, next to them anything there.
Doesn't have his bear stance. Got 2 points in Tiger.
Oh my goodness.
MLG. But as I was saying, the Sion does an unexpected amount of damage in the laning phase. You really don't expect it when his W pops a good amount of damage. His Q as well.
I always find the minion shout, I don't know which ability that is, but that one seems to do a lot of damage early on.
Yeah, that's his E. That does all damage. I believe it lowers the target's armor when it hits.
Oh, yeah.
So taking a quick look at the junglers, Udyr still farming his jungle, is on plenty of HP and mana. Nautilus has to back, picks up the Stalker's Blade, and a pink ward and a green ward early on, so he's gonna look to ward his jungle, because if this Udyr is gonna be a pain if he starts to invade.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
What I think he should be doing now, is looking to invade the Nautilus. who is a level behind, and he does not have even close to clear speed that Udyr does. But looks like Udyr is trying to solo this dragon. Blue team is not aware. Could be able to get this. One ward in the river bush on bot side for the blue team, but not gonna spot the Udyr.
Udyr's getting really low doing it.
You should be able to finish it though.
It's like Brand's coming to help.
Yep. Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh! Oh! That was so close. Yeah, Brand goes out.
Yeah, I don't think if Brand was there, I don't think he would have been able to do it.
No.
I mean, maybe if he was good, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, maybe if he knew how to manage his spell rotations. Or if he didn't have 2 points in Turtle and 2 points in Tiger for some
Science
reason.
just BMing so much up in the top lane.
Oh yeah. We're running low on mana though, but he's got that, he's out of flash charges, but he still has 3 health potions, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Aurelia ahead in CS though by...
Yeah, we saw this last game where Aurelia was under tower the entire game, but was still ahead in farm. It looks like Nautilus is trying to look for a gank top, but just decides against it.
Yeah, I don't really want to dive the Aurelia.
Yeah, definitely
Got that
not.
stun. Now that she's level 6, she can heal up in a fight.
Elijah found a pink ward in our jungle, or in red jungle.
Yep. Gonna clear that. Just doing some work and spotting out where the Udyr is. So, blue team knows Udyr's on the top side of the map, but now it's just farming still. Wants that level 6 so we can gank mid before the flash is up, but we'll see if he's able to achieve that. And looking at these team compositions real quick, a very tanky lineup for the blue team this match, in contrast to the double assassin jungle from last game. Gonna rely a lot on the Orianna in the late game to do damage. Lucian, he will do damage late game, but obviously not as much as the Vayne. He won't really fall off as like a Corki would, or a Draven, but he'll still be outputting meaningful damage.
That would have been a really good binding for the bot lane if Morgana would have landed that on Annie. She was kind of caught out there.
Yeah, the Annie is being really aggressive here. It's kind of it's a high risk, high reward, because eating a Morgana Q.
That looks like Nautilus is going mid.
Yep. Gets the Q, gets the ultimate, and right before the flash comes up for Brand, not able to escape there, so he falls for first blood. We'll lose a lot of minions here to the tower. That's going to put a sizable lead for Orianna in the mid lane.
Looks like Aurelia's backing now too, as Udyr's heading
here in the top lane. But Lion's got no mana. If he could have ulted into the Udyr there, that could have been a kill, but I'm not sure if they have enough damage for it. Orianna picks up the Sorcerer's Shoes very early this game, I guess to compensate for the Tier 1 boots at 45 minutes last game.
Yeah.
But the Brand vs Orianna matchup is pretty even, I think. Brand has I'd give a slight edge to Brand in the early levels because the W poke slightly outranges the Orianna, but both will have a similar range in fights of just putting out a lot of AoE damage. Orianna slightly more utility, their shields and speed ups, and Brand gonna offer a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
And Brand going for that needlessly large rod, probably gonna rush a Ludens. Orianna just farming for that Themes.
Vayne's getting poked down a lot by Annie in the spot lane. She has to play very safe.
Deficit for the Vayne. Hook on, or Bind lands on the Lucian, but...
Oh, looks like Annie's going in. Oh, Lucian gets hit.
Gonna fall for the Ignite and Q to finish out the Vayne for a Swag Flash. Try and dodge the Ignite damage, but no dice. Flash still does not block Ignite damage, that's just in. They could be looking for a dive again in the bot side, but I think they're too low. Morgana still has her ultimate. It's very risky. No mana though. They could have pulled this off if they trade aggro correctly, but They don't want to risk it.
Looks like blue buff's going over to Bran right now.
Yep. So this Udyr maxing his Tiger Stance. It'll be interesting to see what item build he goes for. Fire Force would probably be a good buy. I wonder if he'll go Devourer or Cinder Hulk. Cinder Hulk is probably the better buy for the team because he's going to need to be a front line for that Bane. Bran,
like a dive top.
Stack that CC, and they get the kill.
Very stacked. Doesn't look like it really could do anything there.
Yeah, even that passive tenacity isn't going to help her. From the Scion Nautilus combo.
Udyr tries a very weak gank mid lane.
Yeah, Udyr just doesn't have the gap closing capabilities that Nautilus does, even though he's going to offer more damage. If he can find the route, they could kill the Orianna. If he can maybe if he goes all the way behind and flashes over that Wraith wall, they could close the gap. Because Brand will be able to burst down the Orianna even through that magic resist that she has with the Chalice. But
it requires Bran landing all of his abilities though, so
yep.
He's definitely going to need help. So Orianna's going to play smart.
We're trading the bot side. We're going to poke down to half HP. She could die here if she's not careful. But minion wave stacked up against blue side. Lucian with a very sizable lead, but
Dragon's up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, and this is a good vision from the red team. They have the scuttle buff, but it's gonna fade before the dragon starts.
Get a good stun on Orianna.
Oh, Sombrero ult, but nothing comes of it. Orianna does have to burn.
2 ults, burns, and flash, and barrier for Orianna. So I'd say that red side came out of that trade. This is traded cooldowns mostly. Annie gets binded here. Nice damage on Annie, but oh.
Very unlucky for that Vayne. That last auto attack would have killed Annie if she had died a split second later. But
that's the thing with Annie, it's very deceptive how much damage she can do to you in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, Annie knows that she has a lot of damage, baits the Vayne in, really kill her. Lucian going super deep, auto-attacking those creeps, decides to try and escape instead of finish off the Morgana. Annie's going to come in. Can she get that kill?
Everybody is super low here.
Finish Morgana off with a Q. Teleport.
Very late teleport.
Udyr collapsing on this Annie. Oh, she is pretty dead right now. Who's the kill going to go to?
I don't think he needed to flash for that. No, he didn't need a... Did Annie have flash? She didn't even have flash for that. That was a very unnecessary flash.
Udyr flashes to deny Fish the kill. Very questionable decision.
Very questionable.
Brand looking around here, this Nautilus, if he goes on this, Brand was supporting Orianna because of the kill, but they're gonna go in. They're gonna go in.
Oh, I'm not sure that was the right call by Nautilus there to go in on that.
Orianna does pick up.
Orianna is pretty low. Looks like a miscommunication by the blue side. Everybody's filtering in 1v1 against 3 men from the red team.
That's very true. Brand drops his combo on the side. He flashes away. It looks like he will live.
Looks like a trade of flashes. Red team should be able to get this dragon.
Yep. So all said and done. All flashes in the red team down except for Aurelia. Only
Lucian's trying to.
Alton is going to be able to kill him when he goes in really hard for this Brand. He's going to get the kill, but he's going to die. Who's the kill going to go to? Kill goes to the Aurelia. Dragon's still not down. And he's going to come in. She needs the bind. She's going to be able to do anything. Oh, she's going to have to. Oh, she doesn't have flash. Drops her combo.
She gets taken out.
Dives to the Udyr dot.
The red team just got a lot of kills and dragon off of that. That's their second dragon of the game. I think they got 2k back on their gold lead just from that. Blue team was previously leading by, I think, 4k, and they've evened it up a little bit more.
Yeah, a semi-throw by the blue team, just miscommunicating and going in 1 by 1 and dying.
Yeah.
Almost all 5 members, I think. Actually, all 5 members, yeah. Died right there.
Looks like Udyr's trying to get some damage on Scion on the top lane.
Yep, Udyr does go for that Cinder Hulk. So he's not going to have no damage to kill this Scion, but... Oh, the BM from Scion is real. Holy moly. Aurelia going for that Triforce, gets that Mercury Treads. Sion already has the Frozen Heart completed. He has built up a 10 CS lead over this Aurelia now. Orianna with the CS lead in the mid lane, able to capitalize on getting that first blood.
Yeah. Also, just the passive from Ori makes it easier for her to last it compared to Bran.
Very true. Bran does have that Ludens though, so he's still going to be able to do damage. I feel like Annie and Lucian are coming up to the mid lane after taking that bot side tower. I would like to see the blue team contest this blue buff that's up right now. Looks like they're going to go for this mid tower instead. So, not going to be able to take it, I think. The Ludens proc on the Bran passive.
Oh, that would have been a very good.
Right there,
yeah, that would have been a great bind.
We're trading in the top lane. Being able to finally get some free CS in the bot side.
Looks like they're gonna try to leash the blue buff to Brand.
Yeah, this is where I'd like to see the blue team contest this, because they definitely have the map pressure advantage with the Vayne so far behind on the bot side.
Looks like Udyr stole the blue buff.
Did he really?
Yep.
Well, that's pretty bad, because now Brand without a mana item isn't going to be able to wave clear consistently in the mid lane if the blue team sets up a siege. Although the blue team will be much better at diving than sieging, because the Nautilus can just tank the tower and then lay down the Annie Orianna combo. That's what I'd like to see the blue team do. I'd like to see Nautilus go top, pressure down this tower. It's almost
like
dead.
He's trying to do something in the mid lane, but it's definitely team's not in the position to do that. He is hanging around a lot in the mid lane.
Yep, and a lack of Sightstone this game for the Annie. Just wants that damage to kill that Vayne at all points in the game. And I'd like to see Nautilus pick up a Sightstone to compensate. Lucian still doesn't have an Infinity Edge. He had to go for that Berserker's Greaves. Awkward back timing. Red team can pressure this mid turret. Well, looks like Orianna's going to be back in time to defend it. They're going to get that.
Udyr's caught out. Yep.
Gets the ult from Orianna. Brand's still pretty damaging. A lot of bounces on that ultimate. Aurelia TP's mid. Blue team bots. Blue.
Doesn't look like I really got a lot out of that teleport. That's the second teleport that comes in pretty delayed compared to what's the fight.
Both bot lanes converging on mid.
And it looks like Aurelia might even, she doesn't lose her tower, but it's getting pretty low from that teleport. Yep. I wouldn't have teleported there.
No, maybe a miscommunication from the red team. Wanted to turn, but instead we're not able to. Team's grouping in the mid lane now. Annie looking for an engage. Orianna would be able to follow up.
Brand's backing, and looks like Sion's trying to go for this turret.
Yeah, Vayne gonna farm this mid lane, it looks like. Or where should going? Sion gets the turret, ults
Flash
away.
ults away.
A worth trade, I guess. We'll be up in time for the dragon spawning soon.
The dragon and Baron will both be coming up at the same time.
Yep. Merc treads for top and jungle on red side and blue side. There's a lot of CC in this game, so Merc tread's going to help out immensely.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Brand has that Sorcerer Shoes Ludens combo, which is going to do a lot of early damage, especially with the lack of magic resist on the blue team. Sion doesn't have any magic resist yet. No Aegis quite yet.
Udyr gets hooked even though he knows Nautilus is in the bush. They had sight of that. I'm not sure what Udyr was doing there. A very bad misplay by the Udyr there.
Yep.
Vayne flashes.
Yep. And so blue team can now pressure this dragon up in 30 seconds, so maybe the Udyr can get back in time if he buys home guards, but Yellow Crab gonna fall to the blue team, it looks like. Annie's ultimate is down, so the red team could counter engage right now. See here, Ignite down for the Annie as well. Dropped her full combo on the Udyr. Vayne still has no Blade of the Rune King, but she's gonna be not outputting.
Looks like
a ton
they're
of
trying to go
damage.
for Morgana in the blue side of the red jungle.
Yeah, Morgana has those mobility boots though, so able to dodge skill shots pretty easily. Looks like Ivan will be picking up Azonias this game.
Blue team starts the Baron. They're getting it down pretty low. Red team's out of position.
Yep.
Doesn't look like they're able to get anything. Nice binding onto Orianna. She pops barrier. Aurelia goes in. Sion dives the backline while this fight is happening. Nice ultimate by Brand. Takes out Lucian and Annie. Nautilus forced to flash over Baron Pit. Sion getting really, really low. Looks like he will probably go down. Nice stun by Brand. He goes down. Passive Sion goes on to Aurelia, but she should be able to get away. And all in all, blue team definitely got the dragon there, but a lot of them died for that, so...
Now, will Nautilus be able to defend this turn? He's got no mana. He might just die here if he stays.
Nice stun on Nautilus, but
Morgana
red team's
follow
more
up.
interested in getting the turret down.
And you'll notice in that fight, Brand got a really good ult combo off with the Morgana. Morgana slowed them, and there was no way for them to avoid the bouncing of the ultimate on the Annie and Lucian. And Orianna got separated from her team. She didn't even get the ult that fight. So, all in all, probably a win for the red team.
Yeah, it seemed like a very big miscommunication. Sion, right when that fight started off, Sion dived the squishies on the red team and wasn't able to peel for the rest of his teammates. The fight was really split like down the middle. Like they were, half of the team was fighting up near mid lane and the other half was fighting down by bot lane by the time that fight ended.
Yeah, he was zoning the back line, but the problem is that the Sion doesn't have any way to kill the Vayne. And Vayne shouldn't be the focus anyway because she is 0-2 and down in CS, so the Brand was able to get his damage off on the rest of the team. We'll see if Vayne will be able to pick up the Blade of Rune King on this back. I hope she
Blue
should.
buffs picked up by both mid laners.
Yep, and Triforce in for Aurelia now, picking Warden's Mail. More armor as well for Udyr. Looks like Brand and Orianna both working towards a death cap.
I actually think Brand is building Zanya's there, because he's got cloth.
Oh, he does, yep. So, yep, Hourglass is going to be good for the Brand to help him avoid the Nautilus ult. And the anti-AoE as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could lock down Brand in this. He's very immobile and needs to be very careful with his positioning in this fight.
Yeah, blue team still has a team fighting edge right now because Brand really the only champion outputting damage. They can manage to lock him down before he gets his Hourglass. They'll be able to win the fight, even with this Hourglass. The problem is that even if he Hourglasses, there's not a ton of heal on the red side, and there's a lot of AoE.
Blue team should be able to get this turret here. Yeah, there it goes.
Force it down. Their tank line zoning, allowing Lucian to auto-type that tower down. He's got that Zeal. Distortion boots onto the Annie. Wants to have that flash up as often as possible for the engage. Also haunting guys. Just wants to do as much damage early as possible. Red team counter pushing mid lane, but blue team grouping back up to prevent it. Udyr's taking his red buff.
I would have liked to see some members of red team taking advantage of that big wave they have top side.
Yep.
Doesn't look like much. There's not much they can do in mid lane at this point with them just losing a tower. And a lot of the blue members backed off. They should have had someone top to push that down.
Yeah, both teams definitely not having the most concrete idea of what to do in the lulls. Just resorting to farming, it looks like. Brand is poking down this Orianna.
Lucian's definitely called out here. Flashes away and Morgana misses his binding, so he's very lucky.
Yep. Nautilus shows up anyway, so if red team had decided to
looks like Udyr and Aurelia caught out Annie. Get a kill. Might be able to get Orianna here.
Udyr flashes.
Udyr goes so deep for that kill.
He does.
It's definitely a misplay by Udyr there. Seemed to be a miscommunication on when to back off.
Yep, so in the end, a 1-for-1 support for jungler. But getting kills on the Annie is important to prevent them from engaging on the team. Nautilus shows us the bot
Yeah,
side.
nice hook onto Morgana. Spell shields the Nautilus ult, but it's not enough. 1v2. Vayne's just trying to get away. Brand's coming down the mid lane to help here. Let's see if he gets here there in time. Vayne turns as she sees Brand. They're trying to burst down Lucian.
You gotta be careful here. Good ultimate, good kill to bull. Vayne ults. A good hook.
Brand casts his ult.
Oh, there it is! Oh! There's a real miscommunication. Tragic for the blue team.
Nautilus runs right towards Lucian with that ultimate coming towards him.
Yep, Annie following this Vayne. We should be able to get
Brand's recalling, doesn't see Orianna, and gets bursted down.
Flash from Annie. Yep, no choice for that Brand there.
Udyr's not going to be able to get away. He goes down too.
Another kill for Annie. She picks up a double kill there.
So that looks like definitely a 2 for 2. But it doesn't look like blue team was able to get much out of that. Or, excuse me, red team wasn't. They still, bot lane turret's still up. Red team manages to get top turret while that fight happens bot lane.
Yep,
Looks like blue team's leading in gold, in turrets and gold at this point. And Dragon just comes up now.
Helpful for Aurelia if she wants to contest this Dragon. Annie's going to be able to burst the Morgana down, walking up to the Dragon pit.
It doesn't look like red team's going to contest this Dragon. Cyan teleports top, stop Aurelia, split push.
A necessary teleport.
Yeah.
Looking for a blue buff, but it's not there. 2-2 in Dragons now. Pretty even game, slight gold advantage for the blue team with that tower. But even though the gold score is even, there's still an advantage for the blue team because the Vayne is just not able to output damage yet. She's still farming, hasn't hit her power spike yet, which really comes when you get the attack speed item on top of the Blade of Ruin King. That's when she's really able to get those silver bolt procs reliably.
Yeah.
Looks like could be going for static shiv or Phantom Dancer at this point. Lucian goes for the static shiv. He wants to be able to wave clear, which is something the blue team kind of lacks. Orianna has decent wave clear, but not as much as say the Xerath from last game. Or the Brand with Ludens.
Red team's doing a better job of getting kills on the Lucian compared to last game, where I think he only died 1 or 2 times.
Lucian is overextended right here. Is he going to pay for it? Morgana walking up to him. Lucian could just put some damage on this Morgana right now and kill her, but she has no arrow.
Oh, looks like... Yep, looks like Lucian's gonna go down. Very caught out of position. Not paying attention to the map. But they're being engaged in the mid lane. Annie has the ball on her. She has no flash. So, unable to close the distance on the Brand. Orianna has that death cap looking for the Void Staff next. Udyr is about to run into some. Oh, looks like they turn around at the last minute.
Yep, there's a wave pushing top, and teleport still up to Aurelia, so I'd like to see her head top and pressure the tower. Because Cyan does not have his teleport.
Vayne recalled and came back mid. Looks like she also picked up a static shiv.
Another option is for Aurelia at the base right now, and just have a teleport flank with her home guards to try and close on that back line. Red team's in an awkward position because the Brand does want team fight right now because he has so much damage, but the Vayne doesn't because she's so far behind. So it kind of puts them in an awkward state where they are kind of reliant on a mistake from the blue team in order to make something happen. Lucian's
farming top lane. If red team was going to force a fight, now would be the time, but it looks like they're too indecisive.
Also, a lack of hard engage, relying on the Morgana to hit a bind for follow-up engage from Aurelia or Udyr. I'd really like to see a righteous glory from either the Morgana or the Udyr, so that their only way of gap closing is just running at you. Without a righteous glory, that's going to be a lot harder.
Aurelia pops ulti to wave clear, tries to get him off this turret. Nautilus gets hit by a binding, but that's not the target that red team wants.
Top wave still pushing against blue side. Dragging that up for a few minutes. Annie is on the flank here, possibly for an engage over this wall, because they could blue team can dive this really easily with the Scion and Nautilus, both extremely tanky right now. There's a ward there. Will the blue team decide for an engage? Good damage from the Aurelia. There's the ult. Any flashes and drops the shivers.
Udyr instantly bursted out. Aurelia gets finished off by Nautilus ult, and Morgana soon follows. Vayne's caught out too. Brand manages to get a kill onto the Annie, and the tower lives for now, but Vayne is dangerously low if blue team decides to try to go back in. Their main damage output in Orianna is very low right now. Brand gets hooked, pops Zanya's, and flashes. Nautilus flash passives. Blue team's going very deep for this. Oh, they turned that fight. It was a very bad idea for blue team to try to fight in between the turrets like that.
Oh, now Vayne ults Paul, cancels the Q with her Condemn. Still chasing after the flash from the Scion. Nautilus very low. Is Scion gonna fall? Vayne's still chasing with the passive. And she will pick up the kill. The Scion passive could kill her though. If not careful.
She tumbles right into that Nautilus hook.
Yep.
And it gets taken out.
So that fight, Orianna got a good shockwave under tower, followed up by the Anison to burst out the Aurelia and the Morgana early, but Brand was still left alive, and Annie was taking the turret in hopes that her team would follow up. And they were, but she underestimated the damage from the Brand, and the ult bounce killed her, which led the turret to aggro the Lucian, and he had to back off. And then after Brand Zanya's, the Nautilus was standing on top of him instead of cutting off his escape route towards the tower, so he was able to flash away. Could have been played better by both teams. Pretty much all points in that fight, but
yeah, it ended up being a really big bloodbath.
Yep. Blue team able to get that tower though, so slight advantage to them.
Dragon's up in 30 seconds. Morgana finds Annie, but Morgana should definitely respect the damage that Annie does at this stage of the game. She's got Haunting Guys, Void Staff, Sword Shoes, Blasting Watch. She has a lot of Magic Pen right now and does a lot of damage.
Orianna gets some poke over the wall. Brand level 15, outputting a lot of damage. Doesn't have the level 16 for the rank 3 ult yet, which would be big for this dragon fight. I think if the red team decides to contest this, they've been going even in team fights, but I would put it more at a fault to the blue team. I would expect the blue team to win these fights, and they kind of keep misplaying it.
Good damage onto Annie or just that.
Yeah, Brand gets that Loon's proc on all 3 carries. Lucian eats a bind. No vision from the red team.
These binds are out of range of the rest of the red team though. They're not able to capitalize on them.
Yep. Annie has no flash for this fight. Aurelia off to the side.
Red team starts to drag and they're trying to bait blue team into a fight.
Yep. Scion ult is available.
Udyr does not smite the turret, leaves with 65 health. Big fight going on. Massive ultimate by Orianna. Brand ultimate not able to do anything because Annie backs off and doesn't bounce.
Annie following from the top. Poke barely misses. Annie gets a Q over the wall. No stun proc though. Brand able to escape under tower. Vayne as well. Vayne sticking around. Blind QW over the wall for the Orianna to kill the Vayne.
Oh wow.
Scion gonna tank the turret while blue team finishes it off.
Definite misplay by red team there. Udyr wasn't able to get the dragon. I think it ended up with 65 health. He smited way too early, and I think Scion ended up stealing it.
Yeah, he got it with his shout. But a good follow-up engage from the Nautilus with the Orianna ball on top of him just puts down a ton of AoE.
Or he steals blue buff just now.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think that red team should have started the dragon there.
No, they probably should have. They probably should have looked for a flank from Aurelia. They probably should have. They could have. I like the dragon start when the blue team got chunked out by the Brand, but they let the blue team reposition and then engage at their leisure. I would like to see them pressure the blue team more by sending the Aurelia on the flank. But red team grouping around Baron now, clearing the pink ward in the bush.
The red team just isn't having a lot of opportunities to engage. Morgana's landing bindings, but they're outside of the range of what is a relatively short-range team. With Udyr, Brand's a short-range caster. Looks like a lot. Udyr's getting caught out here. Nice hook onto Vayne. don't know how that hook landed on the Vayne.
Yeah, that was pretty magical, but no one in a position to follow up from the blue side. Booty are pretty tanky. Locket picked up for the Nautilus. That's going to really help against the Brand AoE. No Locket on the red side yet, which would be very, very helpful against the Annie and the Orianna. Annie looking for an engage. She has flash available. The flash is stone. 3.
Morgana instantly dies, so they don't have Morgana ult for this fight.
Baron turns with his ult. Lucian forced back away very low.
Brand goes down.
Annie lives. Will Aurelia fall? Yes, she will. Vayne's pretty low as well.
Nice hook. Oh, an ace coming out for blue team.
Orianna held her ult there, able to finish off the Vayne and Uber with it. No one falls from the blue team, although very close. The three members blinking red. Orianna's still full HP though. Orianna did work that fight. Laying down damage after the Annie falls. Lands the stun ult onto 3 people, including the Brand, which is 2 members. Morgana comes out with.
Morgana's just trying to buy time for the rest of her team to come up. Manages to take out the Annie. Lucian's dangerously low.
Blue team forced back off right now. Don't have the minion wave to follow up. Better to play it safe.
Brand's got home guards and is trying to run out and see if he could get a pick.
On B ending. Now Morgana finishes off her hourglass. That fight could have been a lot different if she hit her hourglass.
Nautilus backing, but sees Brand and decides against it.
And now he's going to back in a pretty equally stupid position.
Yeah, he takes 2
Lucky
steps.
he doesn't get killed here. Baron has a Thornmail now. And once he gets the Thornmail, now he can really zone that Vayne really effectively. He goes for the Warmog second, which is probably a bad choice against the Vayne. Pretty much just letting her do more damage to you with that Silver Bolt and the Blade of the Ruin King. And Brand likely to pick up a Leandries at some point as well, so perhaps not the best itemization from the Scion. I would like to see him pick up some magic resist. Perhaps a Banshees to try and engage some Brand
it's
damage.
fairly late. It's 37 minutes in the game. For not having much MR on one of the biggest tanks on the team is definitely not smart.
Yep. Nautilus picks up a Sightstone to help with the warding, because Annie has just been skipping the Sightstone this game and just buying wards. Wants to spend more money on ability power to really start off the team fights. Orianna has 5 items. Got the Rylai's on top of the core 3.
Blue team's looking to close out the game.
Yep, they're grouping bot
I'm not
lane.
sure why Scion just ulted there.
Pretty sure that was just a fat finger from him. But Scion ult on a really low cooldown this late in the game, 47.25 seconds. And top side pushing against the red team as well. Not a lot of options for them. Kind of too far behind at this point to offer any sort of resistance to the damage from Annie and Orianna. Annie flash coming up very soon, expecting to engage when that ability is up. And now Vayne still not really at a damage threshold.
Blue team's
yet.
just looking for a good initiation here, but they still have to respect the damage that the laser turret puts out.
Yep, and blue team could peel for Baron. Bit of pressure on that bottom side, but they're gonna get this dragon, which will be the 4th one for them. If not quite a 5th dragon, that would be a pretty decisive event, but still a bonus for them. I would expect a dragon and then a Baron from the blue team, and then pressure either top or bottom lane. No contest from the red team, they're too busy clearing out.
Yeah, red team's having a hard time clearing out mid lane. With everybody but Brand being so far behind, they're just not outputting a lot of damage to clear the waves.
Vayne not a very fast minion wave pusher. Able to kill super minions fairly easily, but other than that, not for a lot. They're really trying to push out this top side. Still gonna push against her though. She's really tanky at this point with Spirit Visage and Frozen Heart, but not enough to withstand the wombo.
Blue team's trying to bait red team into face checking.
The red team does have it warded, so they know Blue team is not doing the Baron. Blue team knows that red team is in their base. They should just try and turn for this Baron, but so they're just gonna head mid instead. They don't want to risk throwing the Baron, which they kind of did at the Dragon last game when Anna got caught out. But just gonna push down this wave, kill the inhib on respawn. Sion looking for an engage. He's gonna ult, and he's gonna follow up.
It's a lot of damage onto the Vayne very early. Oh, very bad shockwave by Orianna. I don't know if she sneezed and hit the R key, but that was very good stun on Ori. Oh, flash tippers on a Brand, instantly bursted out. That'll probably be the game with their main damage dealer being killed. Kills Lucian.
Melee Lucian, new meta. Vayne's doing damage now. Orianna still has her abilities. The Mist Condemn.
Yeah, the Mist Condemn really screwed her over there.
Yeah, that was very close. That was kind of unlucky for her that Orianna just barely missed that ledge.
Udyr smites, doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Brilliant goes in, gets ulted by Sion, slows. Udyr very low, trying to 1v1 Sion right now. That might not be the best idea.
Noodle fight. Who's gonna win it? Look at the clutch, look at this! Oh! Orianna! What was that? Anyway. That was super exciting.
Looks like things are winding down here. Red team's trying to hold on.
Yeah, big wave on the top side for the red team, but looks like Lucian's just gonna walk up and clear it. That'd probably be a Baron and then end, or just brute force down mid. Only one Nexus tower remaining.
Red team waited for their inhib to come up and it just died instantly upon respawning, so they're still having trouble clearing one wave of supers. Nautilus picking up its red buff.
One thing to note is that all 5 members of the red team have upgraded trinkets as opposed to just 1 on the blue team.
Yeah, red team is having a lot of trouble with blue team being in their jungle, and they decided to up their vision to try to help with that.
Yep, Lucian approaching that Bloodthirster. Vayne does have an Infinity Edge, so she has reached the point where she does damage. She will be able to kill Nautilus and Sion. But the problem is there's just too much...
There's too much initiation for Brand and Vayne to have to deal with.
Even with the Black Shield, there's too much damage coming in that the Black Shield will just pop.
Yeah, they just don't... Red team just doesn't have enough peel for their carries right now.
Yeah, it's awkward because they have neither peel nor engage. It's just kind of a composition that wants to snowball, and their snowball went the other way. Sion ult engaged on the mid lane. He's kind of alone. The will Annie follow up? No flash, so
carries are trying to stay away from the Annie.
Yeah, Annie's trying to save her damage now for the Brand or the Vayne. The only 2 people really worth.
Looks like blue team's rotating bot, trying to push that wave in.
Yep. Aurelia does have teleport available, so she should probably be pushing the top lane. She's heading there right now, it looks like. Udyr really not offering a lot.
Now he's very far behind in compared to Nautilus right now. He only has 61 farm, to Nautilus is 100.
And the full tank Udyr doesn't really scale very well. Flash up for Annie very soon. Looking for a stun over the wall. But no need to dive here from the blue team, just wait. The super minions to push mid, and then if someone goes, then you dive. You wait for the Vayne or the Brand to show mid before diving. Looks like, is Lucian backing here? Big up a Bloodthirster. Nope, he's gonna stay. They don't really need it. Top lane pushing against them, but they can just shove in the bot side. Red team moving out into the jungle here, looking for a catch. Dude, Morgana kind of caught out. Sion's gonna ult into the Udyr. Brand and Vayne cut off from the rest of their team.
Udyr's in a very bad spot.
Yep.
gets taken out.
Carries from the red team zone. They can't. They have no way of helping.
Death timers in this are about a minute long. Bran gets caught out. This will probably be the game.
Yep, ult from the Orion. See the deal. Nothing the Vayne can do at this point. She's getting a Nautilus up over the wall.
She gets stun locked and wasn't even able to do anything.
Yep. Lucian is going to flash over the wall and finish her, and that's going to be game for the blue team. Just abusing the weak laning phase of the Vayne to get the Annie snowballed, at which point she was able to roam and help pick up kills for the rest of the team. Oriana got really fed, and from that point, they just won all team fights.
Series is tied up at this point, with both teams having one win in this best of 3. We'll have the third game out soon for people to figure out how this series ends. This is Sean and Joey signing off.
So many noobs.
Later.
Will matchmaking ever find true balance?